Like a lot of people, when they think of Carly Fortune, they think of Every Summer After, which is a book that I did not love. Okay, I did not love that book. Epitome? Does that make sense? The epitome of summer? I don't know if that makes sense. That video took me so long to finish. I think it was like 8 or 9 days. Hi guys, welcome to the channel. I hope you're doing well. So for today's video, I thought I would sit down and talk about summer romance book recs as well as my TBR for this summer. We are technically not in summer yet. We still have just less than a month left of spring. And to be honest, we had like a heat wave for, well, it wasn't like it was a heat wave for like a week. Past like month or so, it's been so nice and warm. And then this week has just decided on being not nice, to be honest. It is sunny outside and the past few days have been really rainy and windy, so it doesn't really feel like summer right now, but I thought I'd sit down and go through some summer romance recommendations as well as others that are on my TBR for this summer, because I feel like there's a lot of new releases that I do want to get to this summer, as well as books on my TBR that I should probably read. This is the first time I've hit on my videos interested in book content like this. I also film like reading vlogs and all that type of thing, so if that's your like type of content that you like to watch, then please subscribe button, like this video, and yeah, let's get straight into the video. I'm gonna first talk about some of the like romance book recs. So we first of all have some cowboy romances, because I feel like whenever I think of summer, I think of cowboy romances. And I know when a lot of people do these videos, they talk about like the Chestnut Spring series, which is another series that I do really love. Second, third and fourth book are like my favourites, so Heartless, Powerless, Reckless, so I can talk about them as well. But I feel like a lot of people talk about this series for cowboy romances. I feel like when people say cowboy romances, your first thought is Chestnut Springs, but I do want to talk about this series by Paisley Hope. This is the Silver Pine series. So we have the first book, which is Holding the Reins. Then we have the second book, which is Training the Heart. And then we have the third book, which is Riding the High, which is my personal favourite. I absolutely adore this book. I mentioned this in one of my reading vlogs. What reading vlog was it? Oh, 24-hour readathon. Yeah, I did a 24-hour readathon where I read for 24 hours. That video took me so long to finish. I think it was like 8 or 9 days. This series I really enjoyed. The first book, Holding the Reins, I enjoyed, but I didn't love it. But then the second and third book, I had such a fun time with it. They are cowboy romances, small town, found family type of vibes. Each book in the first 3 books follows a different sibling in this family. The fourth book, I believe, is about a different character who is one of the cowboys who works on the ranch. But the first book is Age Gap. The MMC is a retired hockey player, and it's also brother's best friend. Training the Heart is about the older brother of the FMC in that book. I think this one is where the FMC goes ahead and like moves and works on the ranch. I feel like it's more like Grumpy versus Grumpy, where both of them have their own like depth to their characters, and it kind of goes from there. And then the third book is personally my favourite. It is Grumpy Sunshine. It's also best friend's brother, but it's a situation where both at the FMC and MMC have been friends for years. The MMC is a single dad as well, and it ends up being a marriage of convenience where they get married in Vegas drunk, and it goes from there. And yeah, this one of my favourite reads of the year. I would say I just got through it so quickly, and then the second book was fun as well. The first book I liked, but I didn't love it. This series just keep getting better and better for me. I'm really excited for the fourth book to come out, which I think is coming out like later on this year. But if you want just some quick, easy cowboy romances, then I definitely recommend these books. Now, the reason I wanted to film this video was actually this book, which I finished last week, and I absolutely adored it. This is One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. Now, I feel like a lot of people, when they think of Carly Fortune, they think of Every Summer After, which is a book that I did not love. Okay, I did not love that book, but this one is about Charlie, who is the brother of Sam in Every Summer After. So this is his story, and to be honest, I wasn't a massive Charlie lover. I feel like a lot of people loved him. I personally didn't, but after this book, I really like him and I loved his story. This one follows Charlie and Alice. So Alice at the FMC, when she was younger, she used to go to this lake every single summer, and she fell in love with photography when she like took a picture of the MMC with his brother and brother's love interest, which is the FMC in the first book. And she takes this picture, she falls in love with photography, and she's always kind of thought about this picture. Years later, she goes back to the lake with her nan, and she ends up meeting one of the guys in the picture, Charlie. Ends up being a situation where Charlie, he doesn't really do relationships. Alice recently got out of a relationship, and she's very much of like a people pleaser, so Charlie kind of helps her getting out of shell and taking off these things on a bucket list. And I absolutely love this book. I liked reading about characters who are old as well, so they are, I think they're in the 30s in this book, but it was just such a fun read. Adults can still have fun like teenagers can have fun, not in like the immature way, but it just shows that when you're an adult, you can still tick things off your bucket list. And I really love this book. I just think the setting really fun. I loved the characters. I loved them together. I thought the relationship dynamic was so fun, and you can see the love between them. So I guess what like, I think I gave it a 4. So it was just such a solid read, and I said it's the reason I wanted to film this video, because I really loved it, and I've seen a lot of people love it as well. And I would definitely say this book exceeded my expectations and was a lot better than Every Summer After, in my opinion. So yeah. Then we have one of my comfort books, which is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Now, I actually finished What is Abby Jimenez's new book? It's over there. Say You'll Remember Me. I finished that last month. Wasn't a massive fan of that book, and if I loved that book I would have put it in this video as well, because that's more of like a summer type of read, I would say. But this one is just like the epitome of summer. Epitome? Does that make sense? The epitome of summer? I don't know if that makes sense. But this one follows Justin and Emma. Justin, the MMC, he finds that every single time he goes on a date, that ends, and then the girl always finds her true love after. Puts this on Reddit, and Emma, the FMC, has had the exact same thing happen to her. So they end up deciding to like date for the summer, because they think if they date for the summer, then both Justin and Emma will find their true love after. But then of course along the way they end up falling in love. There's so much depth in this book. I feel like Abby Jimenez does it well, where she writes great romance but then great depth as well. You fall in love with the characters, they feel like real people, you have the summer setting, and I just absolutely adore this book. Then we have Fragile Sanctuary by Catherine Cowles. This is a romantic suspense series. It's also a series I do want to carry on. I want to pick up the rest of the books. I think there's like, is there 4 books out right now, or is there 5 books out right now? Or is there 4 books and like the 5th one's going to come out soon? But this is a interconnected romantic suspense series. Catherine Cowles writes a lot of romantic suspense, and this one follows Anson and what's the other person's name? Anson and what's the girl's name? Rhodes. Yeah, Anson and Rhodes. So Rhodes, when she was younger, she was in a house fire which killed her entire family, and she ends up moving in with her best friend's family. Years later, Rhodes ends up deciding that she wants to like renovate the house that she used to live in when she was younger, and her brother's best friend is like the person on the job for this. Anson is very closed off, and he has like trauma of his own from the past, and it kind of goes from there. It's more of like a grumpy sunshine, both characters going through a lot. I just really liked the setting of this book. I love like the family dynamics between all the siblings, and I feel like I can guess some of the future books that are going to happen. I just think if you want a quick and easy read with romantic suspense, which the plot twist I did not guess literally like at all, then I definitely say pick up the series. Now I feel like all the books I'm talking about in this video are like really like fun summary type of reads. I wanted to talk about Catch the Sun because I feel like this book does give summary type of vibes. But if you're looking for like a really cute romance, then this is definitely not it. With Jennifer Hartman, you know that she has a lot of depth in her books and a lot of like emotional romances. This is one of her like YA books, and it follows Ella and Max. So they were like friends growing up until Ella moves away. Years later, she comes back to her hometown and lives next door to Max again because her brother is on death row. So she ends up moving back to her old town for senior year, and then she bumps into Max again. Ella has things that are going on in her own life as well as Max, because his mum left and he has not a great relationship with his dad at all, as well as his brother, and it kind of goes from there. There are twists and turns in this book that you will not expect, and I just really loved it. I got through it so quickly. It's more of an emotional read. The ending I feel like was perfect, and I just really enjoyed it. And as I said with Jennifer Hartman, you're gonna get the emotional factor. This book is really long as well, but to be honest, the writing is like really big, so when you actually read it, it doesn't feel like as long as it is, because this is a chunky ass book, but I absolutely loved it. And then we have a sports romance. This is Cross the Line by Simone Soltani. This is a Formula 1 romance. Now the second book has came out as well, so I am going to read that one, but this one is like the perfect summer romance because it's brother's best friend. Yeah, brother's best friend. He is a Formula 1 player, as well as the brother I think is Formula 1 player as well, and they like kissed a few years ago. He didn't really talk about it again, and then years later the FMC ends up working for the Formula 1 team for like the social media. So for the summer they end up like traveling together, because that's kind of what you do with Formula 1. I have never watched Formula 1 in my life, to be honest. Like the talk of Formula 1 I did not get in this book, okay? It's not a sport that I watch. It's a sport that I feel like a lot of people love, but I just haven't watched it. Like no one in my family watched it either. Yeah, this was just like a really quick, easy, fun, summary type of romance. If you really like Formula 1 and sports romances, I think you'll like this one as well. My final book I want to talk about for my summer romance book recs is Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. Now I feel like just Lynn Painter's books in general are like the perfect summer romances. Like in the movies, Betting on You, but I feel like Betting on You doesn't really give summer vibes. Then the movies give summer vibes, but this one I read the other month and I really enjoyed it. So it follows Sophie and Max. Max ends up objecting Sophie's wedding, and Sophie knows this is going to happen because this is literally like Max's job. He objects people's weddings for a living because Sophie finds out that her soon-to-be husband is cheating on her. Sophie ends up needing some money, so she ends up doing the objections with Max as a job. It's false proximity. It's also like friends to lovers, I would say. I just thought this was like such a quick and easy read. I don't feel like a lot of people talk about this book at all. I don't think I've ever really seen anyone talk about it. I feel like Lynn Painter's like new adult books don't really get a lot of hype, because I really enjoyed her other new adult book. What is it? The Love Wager by her. I thought that was really fun as well, but I want to talk about this one because it's one of my like recent reads from her. I know she's actually coming out with a YA ice hockey romance like later on this year, which I'll be 100% reading, because I feel like overall I do prefer her YA stuff, but I feel like her new adult stuff needs to get talked about more. So yeah, those are all the books that I want to talk about for like book recs. I'm now going to go through all the books that are on my, well, not all my books on my TBR, but like some of the books that are on my TBR for this summer. We first of all have A Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I have not read this book yet. I'm saying I'm going to read it this summer. But the reason I put this book off is because I've seen so many mixed reviews. Like, I've seen people give this book like 2-star, like so many 2-star reviews, and I'm like, I don't know, okay, I don't know. It's like, looks like the most like perfect summer book, but I don't know why people didn't like this book. Was it the characters? Was it the romance? People have said like, out of all Emily Henry's books, this is kind of like the book with the least amount of romance, and as like such a romance reader, I don't know if I'm gonna love that. My favourite book by Emily Henry is Book Lovers. I feel like is my favourite. Even the cover and these bright edges is literally giving summer. Like, I love that. It's actually so pretty. I didn't even realise it was yellow. But yeah, I said I've heard a lot of mixed things about this book. It is one that I do want to read, but I don't know if I will because of the mixed reviews. Then we have It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. Now this one has just came out, and I read Summer Romance, yeah, Summer Romance by her, which is also like a really perfect summer romance as well. I didn't like absolutely love that book, but I've seen like so many people love that book, so I'd definitely say if you want a summer romance that is like romance, but then it's a lot more than romance. If you love Emily Henry books, and I feel like you'll like summer romance as well. I think I gave it 3.5 star, but I like listened to it on audio, so maybe that's why I didn't love it as much, but I still did enjoy that book. But I want to read her new book that's literally just came out, which I feel like I will enjoy as well. Change of Heart by Bailey Hannah. So I read the first 2 books in this series. So there's Alive in Wales and then The Seeing Red, and this is the 3rd book, and I don't really know what characters this book is going to be about. I feel like I read Seeing Red so long ago. It was over a year ago now, so it's been a very, very long time. So I don't know what characters this book is focused on, but this series is a small town kind of romance series, kind of similar to the Silver Pine series I was mentioning, but I feel like I prefer the Silver Pine series. So we have that one that I do want to read. Now this book is a bit of a random one, but this is another new release, and it's Before We Were. Now I think this is a debut book, and it seems like very much summer romance. I saw someone talk about this and got an art for it, and they said it was like a 6-star read and gave very much like Boys to Tommen type of vibes. So that's why I kind of put it on the list. I think it's quite long as well, but it's not on Kindle Limited, which is so annoying. So I might have to pick up a copy of it on Amazon. I really don't know anything about this book. All I know is that summer, and it's emotional, and it's supposed to be like Boys to Tommen, so that's really like all I need to know. And then this book doesn't really give summer vibes, but it's Gloves Off by Stephanie Archer. This is the 4th book in this hockey romance series. I've really enjoyed this hockey romance series. The 3rd book I feel like is my favourite. So this one is the 4th book, Gloves Off, and this one is A Marriage of Convenience. I think this couple, their interactions in the previous books, I absolutely love. They have like this great like banter, and the FMC is more feisty. I feel like that's my favourite type of dynamic in a romance book, so this is another one I want to read, as well as Love Arranged by Lauren Asher. This is the 3rd book in the... what series is it called? Hang on a minute. This is the 3rd book in the Lakefront with Billionaire series, and you know what? I'm just going to mention these books anyway for summer, because I feel like both of these are very like perfect summer romances. So we have Love Redesigned and Love Unwritten. My favourite book is the 2nd book, Love Unwritten. This one's like a summer romance where they end up like travelling, and this one, the 1st book, is I believe this is like more of like a second chance type of situation. I read this ages ago. It was like near, well, I was going to say near 2 years ago. It's like a year and a half, and I read this one last year, and the 3rd book is one that I feel like a lot of people are excited about. It's A Marriage of Convenience, I think, and they are like all billionaire romances, so every guy in the series is a billionaire, and it kind of connects to the other series by Lauren Asher, the 3rd book in that, Final Offer. It's in like the same setting as this series, so I do want to mention that one. And then we finally have Kennedy Ryan's new book, which is Can't Get Enough. This book is the 3rd book in the Skyland series, so every single book follows a different friend in this friend group. This book came out a couple of weeks ago, so it's another one that I do want to read. So yeah, those are all of the summer romance books that I want to talk about, as well as some summer romances on my TBR. Please let me know in the comments down below some of you guys' favourite summer romances that you think I will enjoy. Also, my leg is like killing me when I'm filming this. I feel like I'm gonna get pins and needles. So yeah, I hope you did enjoy this video. As always, please subscribe when you like this video, and yeah, I'll see you guys in a brand new video. Bye guys.